Hello, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. We're playing Mono Green Infect, which is the newest flavour of Infect deck in Modern. This is the deck list. We've got our 8 Infect creatures, our Inkmoth Nexus, which is the real star of the show, Cathedral of War, which is quite an interesting land that helps pump our Infect guys, a load of pump spells, obviously the cheaper the better. Apostle's Blessing, which obviously is a 1-mana way to protect our guys from a removal, and also potentially get them through blockers if needs be. And then we've got Sylvan Scrying, which helps us search up Inkmoth or potentially Cathedral or maybe even Pendelhaven, depending on what is required. Often searches up Inkmoth though. And then we've got Dismember as our cheap removal spell. So yeah, it's all pretty nice, and let's get underway. So our first matchup here is against white-green Hatebears. We lost the roll unfortunately, but let's get things going. So this is our opener. We don't have access to green, but we've got double Inkmoth and a Cathedral of War, which I'm happy to run with. I imagine we'll pick up some forests along the way, and Inkmoth is pretty much the best card in the deck, so having 2 of them is always nice. Front leads off with a bop, which makes me think he's well, pod really, but do find out that he has a Thalia and a Ghost Quarter, which indicates probably white-green Hatebears. Ghost Quarter is fairly bad news, but we'll get us our green source, which is nice. But yeah, not great news for us, as we're going to lose an Inkmoth fairly early here. And the second Ghost Quarter is very bad news indeed, as we're going to lose this second Inkmoth eventually. Going to use Scrying to find the third Inkmoth. I'm going to have to pay 3 for the Thalia to activate through Thalia, unfortunately, which is not the best. Attack with my Inkmoth here. I'm just going to play an Aether Mind Sensor, which I'm going to dismember, but then he responds with a Ghost Quarter, which is fine. The reason I dismembered the Aether Mind Sensor is because I don't want to waste a pump spell, which is obviously what he was trying to do, make me burn his pump spell into him using the Ghost Quarter, and I'd much rather use the Dismember, which would have been good anyway. Obviously I'd rather get rid of Thalia with Dismember, but you've got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to be able to activate our Inkmoth here, attacking with the Exalted. I go for Giant Growth. It was a bit greedy, definitely a mistake. I could have kept up Apostle's Blessing and should have done, really, as we pay the price with the path. Yeah, not a good play really, I think. Definitely should have kept up in case of path. But fortunately it's not quite game over just yet. Opponents can tap me down to 8. Here's a Thrun. Fortunately we draw an Echoclom here. If we weren't able to draw an Infect creature soon, we'd definitely be dead, but this leaves us with a chance. Depending on how he attacks, we might be able to Apostle's Blessing, giving our guy protection from the colour of the creature he leaves untapped, and then double Groundswell plus the Cathedral is enough to get the kill, so we'll see what happens. One goes with a path, which means we're going to have to burn our Blessing right here, right now, unfortunately. Contacts with Thrun, puts me down to 2, and drops a bop. Draw Rancor, which is perfect, as actually going to be able to win us the game here, fortunately. So we drew pretty well, particularly after the mistake with the Inkmoth Nexus, well, the second Inkmoth. And this third Ghost Quarter would have been brutal as well, had things not worked out quite as they did. But yeah, Rancor plus double Groundswell is going to be enough to seal the deal, fortunately. So made a 12-10 Echoclom here. He can block with everything, but it's not going to do him any good. Echoclom actually gets bigger thanks to the blocks. So yeah, he's dead. won just in time and got very lucky, but that's kind of the nature of the deck in a lot of ways. Sometimes you run a bit good and get the win out of nowhere, so yeah, worked out pretty well for us, and there wasn't a whole lot our opponent could do about how that works out. Let's go on to game 2. This is our opener. We have Groundswell, Scrying, Glistener Elf, Mutagenic Growth, Apostle's Blessing. Too bad. I'm quite reliant on this Glistener Elf sticking, but I'm willing to run with it. Draw an Inkmoth Nexus, which is very nice to see. It has a Sun Lance, which is an interesting sideboard card, which certainly pays dividends. But just going to Scrying for an Inkmoth and drop our other Inkmoth. It has a Ghost Squatter, annoyingly. Thanks to the synergy between Arbiter and Ghost Squatter, we're not going to be able to search up a land, which is quite annoying. Fortunately, we already used our Scrying to find another Inkmoth, so we're not completely out of threats. But finds a second Ghost Squatter, feeling a little hard done by that keeps drawing Ghost Squatters, but I suppose we got pretty lucky in the last game, so we can't feel too bad about it. We'll go attack off. Going to dismember his Arbiter in response, so at least we get the land. But yeah, things not looking great for us. Can scrying up the Inkmoth though, which is good. Definitely an advantage of killing that Arbiter. Gets to run it out. That attacks us for 5, then drops another Arbiter. So he taps out, which is absolutely perfect for us. Even if he has a path, actually you can't win here. I don't think. We can activate Inkmoth, Groundswell, which is for 5, plus the Exalted Trigger is 6, plus the double Mutagenic Growth is 10, so it's perfect. And yeah, we've got a double Apostle's Blessing to protect that guy, so that is pretty good. Yeah, perfect amount of damage. We probably would have been dead next turn, or fairly close after. So yeah, that managed to work out pretty perfectly. Got a little lucky, no doubt, but yeah, very explosive this deck, and sometimes it just wins out of nowhere, which is what it did here.